everyone. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the verse. I'm going to be sharing this presentation. I'm going to share this presentation on some of the work I've been doing, in addition to the more entertaining, somewhat fringe videos that I've published so far. I also have alternatively a more academic channel, so to speak, or at least more professional, where all sources are, of course, cited as before. Files will be shared. The data I've compiled will be shared. I'm going to publish a drive pretty soon. All of that will be shared, basically. Now, that said, without further ado, let's begin this presentation. It's all about metacognition and attempting to simulate it in large language models. Now, of course, metacognition is thinking about thinking. Okay, the moment you step back from a thought to evaluate its validity. In our Jupyter framework, this isn't just a theory, it's a functional requirement where the model retrospectively analyzes its own streaming response before finalizing an output. Now, when we ask if an LLM model can emulate metacognition, we are testing its ability to move beyond immediate pattern matching, like saying 2 for 1 plus 1, and into the alpha phase out of our logic. We are forcing the model to second guess its initial cognitive process, creating a recursive loop where the output is checked against a prop logic system. The model log you see here tracks the real-time interplay between models like Gemini 3.1 and Qwen. As the streaming response completes, the system doesn't just stop. It saves the session to a log file, providing the hindsight data necessary for the next stage of analysis. In the beta invocation phase, the model is tasked with a pneumogrammatic calculation that categorizes into 2 distinct fields. It distinguishes between complex, introspective philosophical thoughts and visceral, impulsive, emotional ideologies, effectively collapsing the field of raw text into structured metadata. The final gamma invocation yields the meme, the distilled essence of the entire process. Well, not fully distilled, but partially. While the model notes there is no direct token cost to the user, the Jupyter Notebook demonstrates that complexity and length directly impact the the computational power required to simulate this level of machine self-awareness. Now, with that being said, that pretty much wraps up the presentation. Feel free to download the slides as well as the data that I've compiled so far. Nothing significant has come up yet. I will also note that included in this slide were concepts that I explored before, like the cognitive construct index, or CCI, basically the computational cost of processing thoughts or linguistic constructs. On top of which, I mentioned a pneumogrammatic calculation earlier. For those of you who are not familiar with the pneumogram posited by the Cybernetic Culture and Research Unit, it's really basically a sort of a fringy way of mapping time circuitry that they came up with, and what they like to call Lemurian time sorcery, which, frankly speaking, I don't really believe in. But I do think that there is some mathematical value to the pneumogrammatic calculation. It does resemble, or perhaps effectively maps how mechanisms and systems in nature and what we see in computers utilize looping, right? It's all about loops, right? And for those of you who are programmers, coders, or computer scientists, and just about any other form of mathematician or mathematical or STEM related expertise will know that loops or recursion is something that is very inherent, right, in in life and matter and existence and all that stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. This more professional channel, as I call it, we'll go into a deep dive into basically whether large language models can truly simulate this. That there's a lot of research going on with this stuff right now, metacognition and large language models. You can look this stuff up. You can read the PubMed articles. I strongly recommend it. Many of them are sources that I've cited and have kept track of. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to this tangent. And I look forward to hearing more from you all. Thank you. And as always, please like, hype, and subscribe. Yeah, I really hate saying that. Thank you.